For more analysis, we're joined by Ibrahim Kholilul, Rohman, a lecturer of the School of Strategic and Global Studies at the University of Indonesia. Hello, Professor. So U.S. President Trump initially said he was targeting 90 deals in 90 days, but has only finalized 3 to date. Are these new tariffs more about pressuring negotiations than actual policy?
Indeed, it appears more like a pressure tactic rather than a well-planned trade policy. President Trump promised deals in days. He only secured about 3 so far. So it is undermining the credibility of the approach. And this tariff policy are responsible to create more uncertainty in the global market and creating uncertainty for supply chain development across countries in the world. So if you look at United States commodities itself, some stocks are actually very vulnerable. In March 2025, for instance, the US reached out to some countries in Europe like Denmark and Sweden and Finland to ask them help because there are shortage of eggs. So this is quite interesting phenomenon that actually the US economy is also under jeopardized as they introduce Trump administration tariff nowadays.
Well, despite recent trade pacts, Southeast Asian countries still face steep U.S. tariffs there, saying some as high as 40% there. How might such rates impact these export-driven economies?
Yeah, it signals different impact for countries like Vietnam and Thailand, where the U.S. has been the top exporting countries, destination for their commodities. They may be impacted a lot, especially that Vietnam and Thailand are concentrated on broadcasting equipment, electronics, which might be more elastic, which means that the US customer may be changing or delayed to buy. So it will be impacting some countries like Vietnam or Thailand. Indonesia, for instance, in addition to commodities such as knit and textile, we're also exporting palm oil, which is less elastic. So that probably the US buyer may have less alternative to buy the commodities from other countries. So based on previous studies, it is estimated that 10% tariff increase will reduce 15 to 25% for elastic demands, such as electronics and equipment for computer and electronic product.
Well, Professor, Trump says the tariffs will decrease the U.S. trade deficit, yet May's data shows it is widening, actually. Do you think his strategy is backfiring?
Yeah, I think it lacks credibility in terms of economic understanding that tariff alone will not fix the deficits. Even they probably deepen the structural mismatches. U.S. trade deficit widened in May. One critical reason is domestic labor shortage. So the U.S. manufacturing and logistics sectors are unable to fill the required employees to work as they are used to work in services industry. So there are still 8 million jobs unfilled. The second reason is domestic production is not as optimum as they were predicting. And if we see that they keep importing goods while they cannot produce domestically, so without addressing structural issues like workers, capacity and skill and capital misallocations, I think the trade deficit will remain high in the US. Moreover, if we see the recent development where Trump administration will introduce tax reduction for corporations, the US might be facing yet another deficit in terms of budget deficits. So together with trade deficit, it will create trade deficit for the economy, which will be more creating more bad impact for the economy.
Thank you so much for your analysis. Ibrahim Kholilul, Rohman, lecturer of the School of Strategic and Global Studies at the University of Indonesia.